Alright everybody, this is a video addressed to the sort of guys who are looking to figure out their Militia Man pack. Basically what this is obviously, you have your rifle and some ammunition or whatever, but I kind of want to go over sort of my think outside the box, but keep it simple, stupid mindset. And so I'm going to go over some of the things that maybe you guys might not have thought of, or this applies. Take away the gun. This also applies to emergency medical or emergency situation preparedness. So for you guys who can't necessarily carry a weapon or whatever, then some of the other countries that may be watching this, a lot of this stuff still applies. So you may be able to have yourself a preparedness bag or something. Get yourself home bag that you can easily rely on, and has a lot of common sense stuff in it. So, but for those guys in America or in gun-friendly zones, have a weapon. So this weapon I've modified. This is a Romanian AK. I have some basic ergonomics things like a safety selector that I can open up with my trigger finger. So down for fire, bang, up for safe. I have an aperture sight in the back, so I can see my target easier. I have a flashlight on the side there. I have a sling and a cleaning rod. And to go with that cleaning rod, I've got a cleaning kit in the back. Obviously, obvious AK stuff. So, what I want to go over is sort of some things that maybe if you are like an AR-15 guy, you may not have thought about some of these things, particularly with the ammunition pouch. So what I do as a courtesy to any potential guys I fight alongside, because I know more than likely they'll be using a common caliber, which is either going to be 7.62 by 39 or 5.56. In the U.S., we have a affinity for the 5.56 because it is a good round. I just like the 7.62 by 39 more. So what I do is in the back of my backpack, I have about a half dozen AR-15 mags filled with 30 rounds, just for my buddies. So if we ever, heaven forbid, get into the deep end, they don't have to worry about running out of ammunition. So maybe for you AR-15 guys, if you know somebody who is going to run an AK, maybe have one or two AK mags ready for them. Just a food for thought. It is a little bit more weight, but I'm willing to risk the extra weight so I can have my buddies amply supplied. So maybe return the favor a little bit. I'm not. You can get 20 round AK mags for really cheap, and that's a good compromise between weight and weight for an ammunition you're not going to use, and capacity for the guy who's going to be using it. So maybe just give your buddies an extra bit of ammo by carrying it for them. Another thing to consider is with the ammunition. If you're an AR-15 guy, I don't know how common these are. This is pretty common for AK mags. So we have this really nice vinyl, water-resistant pouch. It holds 5 magazines, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With the gun, that's 6 mags. The reason why I like these is because you have, obviously we have our AK mags in there, but it has the option for either carrying it on the belt, so I can carry 2 of these, on either side of my body with a belt, or this big long sling that I can use as a satchel. So I can carry my mags. Let's say I want to carry 2 of these. I carry crosswise, one on either side of my body, and then I have, if I have my plate carrier on, I'm not bulked out with magazines all over the front of me. I can now have a pouch for my medical supplies and not, bulk out so much that going prone is a difficulty now. I'm setting on top of my mags or whatever. My mags are on either side of me, and they're out of the way. So if I do eat dirt or whatever, I don't have the potential of ruining my firearms equipment or my mags or whatever. I don't have the potential of busting them because my body weight and then my equipment weight and my plate carrier just landed on top of it. If I'm trying to go prone and I mess up, my mags are off to the sides. So for you AR-15 guys, maybe finding something like this is a good, option for you. Something with a belt loop and sling combo. That might be something to consider as your magazine carrying option, because my thinking behind this is I can leave my weapon and my mags, and obviously I don't have it out here, but my land navigation and my food and medical supplies in a satchel, so I can have 3 bags, 1, 2, and my rifle with the sling. Sling's all touching, so let's say I'm caught unawares. All of a sudden I gotta get going quick. I can just grab all of my stuff, pick it up, and go. Now obviously you can do that with your carrier or whatever, your vest, you can grab it and go, but this is a much lighter, kind of streamlined option that you can just grab everything in one motion, throw it over your neck, and run with it, as opposed to having to slip your arms through sleeves or whatever. It may just be some food for thought for you AR-15 guys. I really love these slinged mag pouches. So that's sort of the weapons side. Have some magazines for your buddies that they'll use. In a common caliber, 7.62 by 39, 22 long rifle, 308, 5.56. Those, just have 1 or 2 just extra for your buddies. Make sure your weapon is, capable of going to war, so have a flashlight. Make sure it's easy to use. I like the AK because it's just easy to use. Now, moving on, some things that you may need to consider. A rule of thumb is I don't keep my medical supplies without a set of vinyl gloves and a whole bunch of napkins. I have a whole bunch of napkins ready. But the reason being is I don't want to catch any kind of disease that my friends might have that I don't know about. Let's say somebody has hepatitis, they don't know. They get hit or they get injured and cut, and it's bad enough to where I have to use a tourniquet. Well, getting my hands all over them, maybe I have a cut on my hands, now I got a transferable disease because I didn't put my gloves on. So always keep gloves sealed in a baggie with your medical supplies. So let's say you have an Israeli bandage or a tourniquet or something, keep gloves with them. Never touch anybody who's been injured without gloves. I always carry sterile gloves everywhere I go, just in case there's an emergency. I carry tourniquet and sterile gloves just as an everyday carry. It's just a thing to keep yourself safe while keeping other people alive. That may be something that guys don't necessarily think about. I've had some Red Cross training, and that's the big thing that they pushed. Keep yourself clean while keeping other people from dying. Just some food for thought. I don't know if everybody's thought about that. In the moment you're going to be rushing to help the guy, but put some gloves on first. So every tourniquet or Israeli bandage I have, there's a set of gloves. I have 4 vinyl gloves in here, so let's say one rips while I'm putting it on, I have 3 extras then, you know what I mean? Or let's say I have 2 people working on one guy, I have enough gloves to supply 2 people in this bag, plus some napkins in case you need some, and the tourniquet. Always keep your gloves with your medical supplies. That may be a no-brainer to some people, but maybe for some it's like, oh cool, I got a tourniquet, now I'm good to go. Always protect yourself. Another thing is, I always keep basic tools in my go-to-war bag. So these things apply to the guys who are not in the United States, who have the ability to be, form a militia effectively. Let's say you're like in, some other country where they don't let you have guns. This isn't like a disrespect thing or anything like that. It's just, here's some applications that you may be able to use. So, maybe carry some medical equipment with you just in case there's an emergency. You never know what you're going to run into, But another thing I keep in my bag are a set of tools. Now, you may consider these things. These are just some options that I like. These are not out of my go-to-war bag. I keep them in there. These are just things I have around the house. So I love channel locks. They're a good multi-purpose tool. You can obviously open them up, to turn different size nuts and, you know, loosen bolts and stuff. You can take a chain link fence apart pretty easily, but you can also flip this around and use it as a little hammer. You can kind of use it like a vice grip. Let's say you got to pinch something real tight. There's big long handles. You can just squeeze the shit out of them, and they're good tools. They're just excellent all-around tools. I like channel locks. You can have vice grips or adjustable wrenches or whatever. I just prefer channel locks because they're fast, and you know, you can open them up. You got different sizes, whatever. Another thing I like a lot are these adjustable screwdrivers. So you can put all sorts of different bits in them. I keep a number of different styles and types of bits in little clips in my go-to-war bag. And now in your emergency bag, if you're overseas, you're not in the United States, this might be a good option to have a screwdriver with, like, you know, Allen heads on there or whatever, you know, obviously Phillips head, whatever. But this can, you know, you can turn this and it ratchets, and then you can flip that down, and now you're ratcheting reverse. So you can take screws and whatever in and out. You know, for a militia situation, let's say you build a barricade or whatever, you got to take something apart. Having an adjustable screwdriver is a really good option. Having channel locks and having a hammer, just basic tools. I like this adjustable screwdriver because it is a ratchet, so I can throw all kinds of bits into it. That's just a little thing. You know, have metric and standard sizes of everything. So yeah, and then, you know, obviously have your light, but have with your light, whatever your fire starting material is. I also have a flint and striker and all that crap, but have a refuel. You know, if you need extra fuel, make sure you got some of that on you, whatever. That's a no-brainer. I just threw this in just because I had it up on the table. I said, I'll keep it in the video. But so for you guys who are not necessarily able to form a militia adequately, but you do want to be prepared for emergency, just having some tools in a bag and having your medical equipment with sterile gloves, it will make the world of difference for you. So there's some things. Now I always will wear an automatic watch. That way I don't necessarily have to worry about winding it. Just moving around winds this watch. So you can get different kinds. This is a waterproof watch, but it's just, you know, good to have time keeping ability. Oh, another thing too, I usually have some kind of file with my tools, just for filing stuff. But everybody, you know, obviously keep your time and whatever. But everybody knows about land navigation, or at least you should if you're making like a militia type bag or whatever. Have your land navigation, but also have a pocket reference. This is just kind of a bigger one, but just have some kind of pocket reference that you can look into. So let's say you're trying to do something electrical, you know, or you run into some kind of mathematical equation or whatever. This thing has just good information about all sorts of different stuff. So you may want to pick up a pocket reference. They got these in like little packet books that you can slip into your arm sleeve or whatever you got. But have land navigation and then have your pocket reference alongside it, because it will make the world of difference if you're scratching your head about something and your adrenaline's up or whatever. Just flipping this out, you know, going, okay, cool. Now I know. So yeah, just some food for thought for you AR-15 guys. I'm an AK dude, and I'm still your buddy, so I keep your caliber handy for you. Maybe return the favor if you know guys who are going to run an AK. Have maybe 1 or 2 mags for them specifically. Consider a satchel type magazine carrier, because you never know if you got to run real quick and you don't want to grab your vest and whatever because you don't know what else. Just, you know, having an option for your magazines to be in a satchel that you can grab up with your rifle sling and go. Having gloves always with whatever medical supplies you have. Just have sterile gloves ready so that you don't get yourself sick because you saved somebody's life or you tried to help somebody. Having a set of tools in your militia bag is a good option. Look at the tools and see what covers how many bases. So with this, I have a little miniature hammer, if I need to peen something over, or if I need to, you know, hammer something in, or if I need to loosen stuff. I got this, you know, thing, and if I gotta loosen hardware, I have an adjustable screwdriver with bits. I got a bunch of bits for it. You know, lighter and file, all that kind of stuff. So if I need to heat something up, and then, you know, let's say something's stuck, so I get my lighter out, heat that bad boy up, and then I'm able to turn whatever is stuck. Let's, you know, if it's rusty or whatever. Just having a combination of tools that will help you out. Having time management skills is always good. So keeping a watch that you don't have to worry about winding, just make an automatic watch and it'll wind itself. Get a good one, and it'll always serve you. And pocket reference. You know, this isn't necessarily a pocket-sized reference, but this could fit in a pocket. But this is just one I had on the bookshelf. Just, you know, they make little tiny pocket references, but these are just some food for thought that maybe these aren't necessarily always talked about, this stuff, as far as the tactical kind of side of the militia conversation, you know, just some think outside the box kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. If you got any ideas or whatever, or you know, think I'm a dumbass for some reason, just let me know. Any criticism is always welcome, but you know, any comments you have that, you know, any extra ideas you have, just let me know in the comments. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.